Hey everybody, welcome back to my place. I pray that you've had an amazing day today and that God has revealed himself in the most amazing way. Join me today in making one of my favorite pieces. This one is called Illuminated. It's a glow-in-the-dark ring. I made this ring when I lost my dad earlier part of this year. I lost my mom in 23, so I took the ashes of both my mom and my dad and combined them into this ring. With that, I want to talk about grief. Grief is not a moment. We don't choose to enter grief, but we have to learn how to walk through it. We have to adjust to a new norm, and life looks different. There is no right way to grieve. There is no time limit on grief. There is no comfort in grief. It's a process that you have to just go through. There is no healing in grief. Just a tolerance for the loss after a while. Grief leaves a hole in your heart that time will seal, but it won't heal. There are scabs around that hole that will randomly break and bleed. Sometimes that bleed is long and painful, and sometimes it's just a brief leak. Nonetheless, it is never fully healed. The challenge of grief isn't just the pain, it's the disorientation. The way it rewires your brain, your body, the way you do things. Sometimes you'll forget things. You find yourself crying at stoplights because a song came on. You feel guilty for laughing sometimes. You feel guilty for living sometimes. You feel numb when you feel like you should feel something, but you don't. And through it all, the world keeps spinning. Bills don't stop. Work doesn't stop. People still asking, how are you? Maybe not to hear you say, oh, I'm great. But hope that you answer in a manner that doesn't require them to feel some kind of way or even have to listen to your feelings again. One of the hardest parts is the misunderstanding. People will offer advice. They'll tell you everything happens for a reason. Well, we know everything happens for a reason. We may not know that reason, but we know that everything happens for a reason. Or they'll say, well, they're in a better place. Well, for those of us that are believers, that's not always true. I don't like when people say that. But I mean, I understand that it's supposed to be encouraging, but it's not. You're so strong. Thank you. But in the moment, I'm not. And while their hearts may be kind, those words can be almost insulting. Grief doesn't need to be fixed. There is no quick fix on grief. It needs to be witnessed. Grief isn't comfortable. It's not comfortable for the grieving, nor for those around the grieving. Most times, people don't know what to say or what to do to help you through. Unfortunately, sometimes people tend to get aggravating. They'll become distant, not necessarily because you're grieving, but at some point, they don't want to deal with it anymore. Your grief is not their grief, and vice versa. So when people don't know what to do, they'll either stop calling, stop coming around, or be very short in their communication. That's okay. There are times when you may find yourself shrinking to make other people feel comfortable because you don't want to be a burden or a downer. You'll smile when you want to scream. You show up when you need to rest. And that's where boundaries become the best thing that you can have. While you're grieving, you need to extend grace and kindness to yourself and set boundaries with yourself and others. No one can tell you when enough is enough. Don't allow people to shame you, judge you, or guilt you for grieving. This is your journey, and you have to know that at the end of this chapter, you did it your way, and your soul, emotions, and conscience are at peace. However, with that understanding, if someone hasn't had to go through what you're going through, they won't know the feelings. They won't know the feelings. They understand the situation, but they cannot relate to what you're feeling. So we have to extend grace to them also. The Bible tells us in Ecclesiastes 3 and 4, there is a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance. John 11:35 says that Jesus wept. When his friend passed away, Jesus cried. If he cried, we can cry too. Psalm 30 and 5, weeping may endure for a night, but joy cometh in the morning. God knows what we go through, and he gives us the opportunity to go through it. The caveat, though, is that you got to trust that God knows best. Nothing happens that he isn't aware of, and although the storms of life may be painful and seem long, there is a lesson to be learned, and only God can reveal that to you, and only God can give you the peace that you need when you need it. Thank you all for watching. I pray that you're blessed immensely, and I hope that you know God loves you. Take care.